Excuse me. Okay, let's see. First order of business is making sure I'm actually live. I need to change the thumbnail. Can I change the thumbnail this way? Yes, I can. Cool. Scrambling, look all over for it. Save. Okay, that's more like it. Okay, now I need to make sure I'm actually connected and all that fun stuff. So, okay. Jet, let me know if I sound good. Besides my voice. So not much I can do about that part right now, except maybe I can... should I take some Dayquil? It's kind of late. I'll be okay. Yeah, I'll be alright. I'll live. Let me open this up. Alright. Richie, Trigger, how's it going? Good to see you guys. Everyone laugh at Syracuse. You know what? You can laugh at my Cardinals too. They got stomped a mud hole in by SMU. I don't think we're beating Kentucky next week. We finally got our Governor's Cup back. Come on, man. Basketball's great though. We beat Kentucky in that. Anyway, because I'm sorry, but I know the UK fans are gonna be like, they always tell us, "Oh, you beat us in football. Wait till basketball." Well, now they're gonna be like, "Oh, we beat you in football," or like, "Ha," and I'll be like, "Y'all now?" He's like, "Y'all care about football now?" Anyway, sorry, I'm being funny. Thank you for joining. If you notice my voice sounds off, it's that time of the year, seasonal allergies, dealing with a cold. What can you do? You know, runny nose, sore throat, the whole 9 yards. And having a really wacky work schedule as of late. That too. Combination of coming in at 7:45, then 3:45 a.m., then 4:30 a.m. But that's just part of life. What can you do? You just move forward and just continue to conquer one day at a time. So that's pretty much it. It's officially 8 weeks for the Buckeyes. Oh, yeah, Ohio State, Michigan. Yeah, it's rivalry week. Yeah, so. Alex has the Suds. He's like, I got a case of the Suds. And just all the bubbles coming out. What was the end of that episode? He's like, Doctor, I think I have the Suds too. Oh, yes, Dr. Patrick. We have something very special for you. Hey, wait! Something's not right! I saw, I think, earlier this week, they said it's been 21 years since the first SpongeBob movie came out. Oh my god, I feel old. I'll be 29 next month. That's crazy. Jesus. Anyway. You know what I haven't done? I should probably make a post saying that I'm actually live. That would actually be helpful. Anyway. So let me do that real quick. Again, I apologize for the way I sound. Here, I'll be funny about this. Despite the seasonal allergies, I am still live and will be running some mock races. Click on this link. That's not the link. What the heck? That's weird. When I try to copy the URL link to link a video or something, I paste it on Twitter and it gives me the title. Not the link, but the title of the video. So I actually have to go to the bottom right of the video and hit share, copy. I just has anyone ever gotten that? Because I just think that's kind of weird. I was like, why the heck is it doing that? But yeah. Epic Memer, how's it going? I'll give it a couple more minutes and talk about all things fun and whatnot. Again, thank you for all your support on Sunday Night Lights 2001. Excuse me. Video is above 3,000 views now, so I really appreciate it. And we've been getting preliminary work started for 2002 and all that good stuff. So I admit, kind of been taking it easy a little bit too. I think it's auto embedding. Oh, is that what? That makes sense. But let's see. What was I going to say? I was talking about the video, right? So yeah, appreciate all the support there. Actually, this past week or so, I've been messing around with the NASCAR Thunder 2004 modding stuff. So that's just been trying to learn that. They actually guy just made a 1999 car set for it. Looks fantastic. Literally made all sorts of cars for it. So it's amazing to me, all these old NASCAR games, even like the Heat 5 stuff. I want to try out at some point too, because I saw Gary Owen do a video where apparently they took the 2003 Splash and Go mod and put it in a NASCAR Heat 5. I was like, I didn't think that was possible. What? So I was just blown away by it. So obviously he just finished up his Heat 5 career and all that stuff. My mom has been going through back pain, so we had to cancel our Thanksgiving trip to our grand. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope your mother's doing okay, and hopefully she can get through it. I hate to hear that. I got some friends invited me over for Thanksgiving again, and then for Christmas I will head to St. Louis and spend time with my family and stuff like that, because that's my usual tradition, is to go to St. Louis and do Christmas, even celebrate my late birthday celebration there. I remember a couple of occasions, I probably shared this story before, where a couple of occasions where my dad and I did something fun for my birthday, where the Rams, when they were in St. Louis, and the Blues both played on the same day. So the Rams would kick off at like 1 o'clock Eastern or noon Central, and then the Blues, we'd have dinner somewhere, and then the Blues play that evening. One of which involved the Bengals. So I remember because it was Andy Dalton and A.J. Green's rookie season. I remember a player for the Rams, I think his name was Harvey Dahl, went up to the ref, and you could hear in his mic going, "That's not fucking holding!" We were like, "Whoa!" So, yeah, that was crazy. Who are the St. Louis Rams? Bruh. Nah, don't do that. The Bengals giving me so much heartache. I have the Rams. No, I don't. So it's like, man, I can't really. After everything they did to St. Louis, man, it's just I can't. I'm not going to get into that. So obviously the real life season's all wrapped up. Hey Ryan, what's up, buddy? How you doing? Watching Florida Gators. Oh yeah, who are they playing right now? I admit I went home and took a nap. I just felt like earlier, so. Oh my goodness, Pittsburgh is whooping Georgia Tech's butt. Wow, okay. Oh, they're playing Tennessee. Okay. Florida's playing Tennessee. Okay. Tennessee's up 7-0. Yeah, looking at the scores here. Vanderbilt stomped a mud hole in Kentucky. Good. Oregon beat USC. Tulane's ranked. Nice. Cincinnati's playing BYU over at Nippert. Missouri lost to Oklahoma. Bummer. Ohio State destroyed Rutgers. That's not really a surprise there. I say Missouri because my dad's a Mizzou grad, so MIZ. Kind of have a soft spot for Missouri a little bit, so. I'm just happy they beat me. Oh, Northwestern, yeah. The new Ryan Field's opening up next year, right? It looks really nice, so good for Northwestern. It's a nice new stadium they have getting built there. I actually, a few weeks ago, drove down to Louisville and went to go watch them play Cal. We did not look good. We did not. You know what's sad? 3 weeks ago, we were the 14th ranked team in the country. Now we're 7-4. God. Anyway. what can you do, I suppose? Real quick, before I get the first mock race started, we'll talk about more stuff, but how do I put this? I know there's a lot of things are on fire, it feels like, on Twitter right now, and I just want to say I'm not here for debates. Even if, they're positive or negative, that's not what my content's not about bashing the sport and saying everything sucks and stuff like that. I'm here to just celebrate the content, celebrate the sport, and I want to tell people why I love NASCAR and why I think you can enjoy it too. That's what my content is, so I just want to bring that up in passing. That's that. Moving on, pretty much that. Let's see. Okay, but yeah, recently I hit 4,000 subs. The video hit 3,000 views, and again, I just thank you guys so much for all the support. I really appreciate it. Northwestern looking scary next year. No, it'd be cool to see Northwestern make a run. I mean, Indiana, wow, right? Look at Indiana. This is the greatest season that program has ever had, excuse me, in its history. So that's pretty cool. I can't help but be happy for Indiana. So I hope they go on a run. Their big test is going to be most likely the Big Ten. I'm assuming the Big Ten championship, as long as they finish things up and they take on Ohio State. That's going to be interesting. So we'll see how good Indiana. They beat Oregon. Oregon's pretty good, so who knows? Let's see here. Yeah, I'll just do a 44 lapper. You deserve it. Oh, thanks, Ryan. The good old you deserve a chance in wrestling. Yeah. So, like I said, we'll do a couple mock races. The first one I'm going to do is Denver Motorsports Park, the action-packed tracks. I think it's like a 2.28 mile oval. It says it right there. Make sure it's okay. Because there's an oval and there's a road course. You know what's funny, Jet? I was thinking to myself, like, I'm worried that I'm going to have a race that's going to have 67 laps, and everyone's going to be like, 6-7, because cringe. It's like Indiana got Connor Zilic at quarterback. Man, let me tell you, man, I'm really excited for Connor Zilic next year. Obviously, he's going to have the 88 next year. SVG's going to get the 97. So, let's see here. You know what would help? I don't think my sound is on. Let me check here. Oh, yep. That would help. Yeah, it's brain rot, the 6-7 meme. It's like, now it's like, literally I'm watching Friday Night SmackDown last night. I think Corey Graves at one point, there was like a count out going on, and he was like, 6-7! I'm like, man, was that necessary? Oh, jeez. If you flip the 9 and 97, bro. Trackhouse isn't competitive. Well, how I see it is, I think Trackhouse is a solid team. There's a potential that I think Zilic could help take that team to the next level. I think the biggest thing is they're kind of held back by the ECR engines a little bit. So, SVG won 5 races this year on the road courses, which is impressive. He could have gone on and won none, right? It's been amazing what SVG can do, and I really like what Trackhouse is doing and all the different things they're doing. Really making a difference in the sport. I really love what they've done, and I loved how they did the video announcing the numbers too. That was cool. Speaking of teams making an impact, I want to give a shout out to Legacy Motor Club, because if you saw recently, they need to upgrade to Hendrick engines.
Drivers, to your cars.
RCR alliances are bringing him down. Yeah, I mean, I hope Hendrick can help out, or I think there was an article in passing that said that Trackhouse might be waiting for Honda to come in, which would be huge, because I think that's who their MotoGP team's with, which makes sense. I think at that point, if that happens, Trackhouse is it's gonna be big. And honestly, like, I'm excited that Dodge is coming in finally, that Honda could be coming in, and I think 5 or 6 manufacturers in NASCAR is awesome. I think that's good for the sport. You're getting more people involved, more brands involved, a lot more potential collaborations and stuff of that nature, So it looks like we got Mr. John Nemechek on the pole. Front row John instead of front row Joe. But yeah, so again, shout out to Legacy Motor Club, and Jimmy Johnson has been doing he's been doing some really, really cool things with that team. The team's improving. I really thought they excuse me. I really thought they really improved this year is what I'm trying to say. But last week they went to Japan. Jimmy and John Hunter Nemechek, and then Kamui Kobayashi took his 67 2311 car there, and then some of the Andy Hillenberg brought some ARCA cars over. I know Takuma Koga was part of that, and they did like a showcase event called the NASCAR Show Run at Fuji Speedway, and that was so cool because I was looking on Twitter and just seeing all the Japanese fans get really excited meeting Jimmy Johnson. Seeing Hideo Fukuyama get involved. Obviously, Hideo himself did some NASCAR races. He even wore his old race suit when he drove the 66 car in, was it 0203? He even shared a funny story about, his first Cup start and getting to see, racing with Jimmy, because at the time he was like a rookie. He was making his way up. So that was cool. And, I love stuff like that because it's like all these Japanese people are like, like, oh man, this is so cool getting to see a NASCAR burnout in person, and, Jimmy Johnson being allowed to run the Garage 56 entry and stuff like that. And a lot of people seem to really embrace Jimmy, which is awesome. And I love stuff like that, to me, it helps expose the sport more to an international crowd, and just seeing the Cup cars whip around Fuji Speedway was so cool. I hope at some point NASCAR puts a race back in Japan. That would be so cool. Don't go crazy with it, but it would be nice to do an international race or two every year. Mexico City was cool. Hopefully they get Montreal on there at some point. Maybe we go to Brazil. Maybe we go to England or something like that. It would be neat. Let's see. Well, I think Dodge is probably going to come back to Cup within the next year or two. Probably with Kaulig. It's really intriguing how they're doing the whole thing with the trucks, and I definitely want to follow it because it's very intriguing. So I'm looking forward to that. Once Dodge and Honda join, what other manufacturers do you think could join? Yeah, I was going to say Nissan would be a fun option. Maybe Hyundai. Would be cool if they could get a European brand like BMW, Audi, something like that. So, I just think it'd be cool. One of my friends ran a NASCAR mock on Discord. Joe Nemechek won the 2012 Aaron's 499 for Nemco. That's what's fun about Super Speedway racing and NR is sometimes you just get insane winners like that. When I did a divided ending and I freaking had Con Nicopolis win at Talladega. It's like, what? So,
Is this on? Drivers, start your engines.
I haven't heard that sound effect in a while. I always knew there was like a funny thing. This thing on, that's funny. I haven't heard that one in quite some time. That's funny. Is there a lot of international NASCAR fans? I'd say, yeah, there's a good amount of them. There was a lot of people, when the Mexico weekend happened, there was a lot of people who were commenting they were commenting saying, hey, I'm really thrilled I finally get to see the Cup Series, and everyone's wanting to meet the drivers. I went down to Daytona. I've met fans from Sweden. I've met fans from Brazil. You think about what the NFL does. I mean, good Lord, they do so many of them now. It's like, I don't think half the schedule being international races is kind of crazy, right? I'm just saying like 1 or 2 a year. That's it. You don't need anything else. Obviously the logistics and scheduling can be kind of tricky, so that's kind of like the biggest difficulty there. But when there's a will, there's a way. So that's pretty much how I put it. Okay, we're racing at Denver. Again, this is a fictional track, and we are already wanting to go 4 wide. This is a fictional track made by Action Pack Tracks. It does have a road course edition as well. You can find it on the website. The Action Pack Tracks website is still there, so in case you guys want to check that out. Everybody say Colorado. But yeah, like how I envision the schedule is kind of like, I just want there to be a fun, diverse schedule. We hit every corner of the country if we can. I'm a giraffe. Love that meme. Doing like 6 road courses a year or something like that. That's like a 6th of the schedule. It's not too bad. I don't mind there being 6 to 8 of them. No more though. Like, we don't need to be like F1 or anything like that, but just have a very fun, unique, dynamic schedule. Go to as many tracks as we can. Go to different places, and that kind of stuff. John Nemechek leading the way. Paige Jones battling Alan Kawicki for second. It's a roll, yeah, something along the lines of that, right? There should be a stock GT series in our universe, to be honest. Yeah, I mean, it's a fun concept, right? It's a fun way to get a lot of international and road racers to, get more of the stock car feel. Austin Cindric and Jesse Love. Yeah. I'm really excited for those two. That's cool. Again, I love stuff like that. It's like, I know, like, for example, Kyle Larson struggled in the Indy 500, but still, I'm glad he did it, because stuff like that is cool. I loved seeing Elio Castroneves try the Daytona 500. I loved seeing Catherine Lake run in NASCAR. Heck, I was at Chicago. She spun, got a top 20. I was at Indy. She was second for a while at one point. So it was cool getting to see her run. Like, part of me was like, I wouldn't mind if Blaney pits now. She takes the lead and it rains. I wouldn't mind it, but but yeah. What more cookie cutters actually? I think the next gen's been doing really well on mile and a halves. Kansas has obviously been a great track lately. Excuse me. Again, I apologize for the way I sound. It's that time of the year. Seasonal allergies. You know how it is. But, yeah, because they had the L&R concept from the 80s. Yeah, that would have been cool, honestly. And just using that series to try different road courses, trying different street circuits, and and like I said, let's see, just joined SNL 2002, likely next year. early next year, probably. I'm going to once again say Alex deserves to be there for the first real female winner. Dude, that would be awesome. I would love to witness that. And I just think it'd be great for the sport to have a female winner, right? So, when my girlfriend and I went to Disney World, I told her there was an abandoned racetrack. Yeah, Walt Disney World Speedway, yeah. It would be cool if... It's kind of funny. I've never been to Disney World, funny enough. Well, I mean, this past February when I was down in Daytona, me and Michael were going to Auburndale Speedway. He was going to do a race there. We drove through Orlando, so we passed all the different theme parks and stuff. Robusto will be the first female winner. Yeah, I think she could pull it off. Absolutely. Yeah, SNL 2002. I can't really give a precise date, but the plan is early 2026. Yeah. Who'd you say is the number 3 team in SNL? Penske and Sabco are obviously 1, 2, but who's behind them? Definitely RCR is next in line after that. I'd definitely say RCR. All 3 drivers were great this past season. You had Jimmy winning the Busch title. You had Jeff Green winning the Cup title. Big year, especially, now. In real life, all of Richard Childress' titles came from Dale. But now, in this timeline, somebody else ends up winning a title too. So, besides Dale, right? So, that's kind of neat in its own way. Oops. It's the number 3 team number on the car. Hendrick's still rebuilding, yeah. Obviously, after those 3, I would say AK. AK Racing's got a good, solid foundation. Bill Davis is getting there too with Gordon. Paige Jones had a kind of a breakout year towards the end. DEI's climbing their way through the ranks. So, it's going to be interesting to see how things shape up in the coming seasons. When we get to 02, 03, 04, 05, and so on and so forth. So AK Racing in this timeline is a 2-car team. The 11 car of Ernie Irvan is an AK car. As a matter of fact, they're running together. And, of course, Ernie Irvan won the 1999 championship. So Kawicki has a title as an owner, just not as a driver. And I'd argue that Kawicki has pretty much done everything but win a title. He's had a great career in this timeline, so I think Mr. Kawicki has done a fine job. So Nissan's interesting because there's not a lot of real life stuff to go off of with him, but we've talked about what we could do with him. And obviously AK Racing also has Chris Trickle down in the Busch Series and Scott Wimmer down in Super Sportsman. So they have a bit of a farm system going too. They're trying to build for the future because I think at this point Kawicki was like 46 and Irvan's like 41. So obviously, they're getting up there in age, obviously, and you're going to start to see a lot more of the young guns begin to take over. Oh, how about Terry Labonte running in the top 10? How cool is that? Excuse me. Well, I'm not sure what happened to Smoke, but he sounds like he's kind of off the pace. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, Dale had 1 win in 01, but he actually had a pretty solid year. Let me check real fast. Pull up the standings, and Dale was actually 5th in points this past season. 1 win, 8 top 5s, 15 top 10s. Especially at age 50, pretty impressive. I mean, that was a pretty solid year. At one point, he was even in contention for the championship until Jeff, Patty, and Rob kind of drove away with it. Nathan Hosley is another one. Yeah, Nathan Hosley is interesting because in real life, he was kind of a, he was a bust. He got picked up by Roush. He struggled immensely and got fired mid-season. But here, he's making a name for himself. Alan Kulwicki was in the process of starting his own engine company when he died, which is in part why we ultimately agreed he should start to expand his team, in my opinion, similar to Stuart Haas. Yeah, there's a video. He was accepting a Wisconsin Sports Award of some kind for his 1992 championship. And basically, Kulwicki said that he is in the process of... Oh, shit. Okay, my game crashed. That's fun. I am so sorry, guys. That might be a first on... You know what? That's always been like one of my fears. That might be the first time of these streams that I've ever seen the game crash. Oh my god. I've had instances where the game has crashed, but like never during a stream. I am so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. That came out of nowhere. I was getting up to stretch, and next thing I know, I thought, oh, then my headphones unplugged. Next thing I know, so humiliation, I guess. That sucks because like John Nemechek was leading. All right. Well.
Drivers, to your car.
Well, again, I apologize. We'll do it again.
Drivers, start your engines!
Okay, what was I talking about? Kulwicki, right. Let me get this back up and running. There we go. All right. The race ended like The Sopranos. Yeah, exactly, it did. Humiliation. Anyway, so, yeah, Kulwicki was accepting a Wisconsin Sports Award. And he basically said, like, we're in the process of opening our own engine shop in 1994. And I remember when I first heard that, I was like, wow. That would have been interesting to see how that would have played out. So, I think Kulwicki was looking to solidify himself as a team owner even after he retired. But even though, like, he did things his own way, that guy was just a genius. I mean, it's a damn shame we lost him like the way we did, the way we lost him. Jos Verstappen. Oh, Max's dad? I don't know. That's an interesting question. Okay. Take two. Let's try this again, shall we? Oh, I guess I had both the regular and Nike cars for Dale on there. Update on all-time wins chart. That's still something that I think we need to work on. But absolutely, that's something we'd like to do at some point. Is have like all these stats. Obviously, I showed you like the winners from all the years, but it would be great to show like stats and like who has how many wins and stuff like that. So can't wait for more road course ringers. Give me Max Pappas. I'm sure he'll come along at some point here soon. Obviously, I know he was doing open wheel at this point, I think. Oh. So now it's Sterling Marlin leading. Ricky Rudd second. Mark Martin and Paige Jones battling for third. Did you see Big Justice do a diamond cutter on Ricky Romero? I did not see that. That was during 0 hour, right? Of AEW's pay-per-view. I gotta see that. I forgot he was having a match. We bring the boom! Yeah. You know, you think back on the late 2000s when all the open wheel guys were coming in and a lot of them struggled. It's hard to transition from open wheel to stock car. It's two whole different worlds. But I still think drivers should try it, you know? So, you know, Tony Stewart turned out pretty good. Robbie Gordon, he had some wins. Montoya, I thought he did pretty good. You know, there's there's some guys who didn't do as great, but still, it's worth the try to me, because I think it's cool when drivers try different kinds of racing outside of what they're normal to. That's why it was kind of cool to see what Jimmy Johnson did after he retired. Ran the Rolex 24, did a few years in IndyCar. You know, he was testing out when he visited the Japan Toyota HQ, which amazes me that he was the first ever Toyota team owner to visit there. He before it rained, he was trying out a Yaris rally car, which is pretty neat. Obviously, he came from the off-road trucking scene. Five big booms. Yeah, unfortunately, Hornish didn't pan out well. He was all right in Xfinity. I'm pretty sure he was runner-up one year. That was the year Austin Dillon won the title, I think. I want to say so. Had to have been like 2013. Ugh. Hopefully my game does not crash. So yeah, I apologize that my game crashed. That would be a fun thing to clip later. Just be like, when you're streaming and your game crashes. Is there any footage of Jimmy Johnson racing in those off-road trucks? I thought there was. Let me see. NASCAR champ Jimmy Johnson, 1997 Crandon Governor's Cup, Soda Off-Road Racing. Okay, this is something. Oh yeah, that's his truck right there. Okay, I found something. It says NASCAR champ Jimmy Johnson, 1997 Crandon Governor's Cup, Soda Off-Road Racing, from a channel called Pitch It Sideways. This video was uploaded back in 2009, by the way. Man, there he is. Who knew they were looking at a future 7-time champion? Look into when he ran his Ricky Johnson throwback. Oh, yeah. That's a good point. I love the throwback he did in 2019 to obviously the off-road trucking. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Jimmy! Anyway. Yeah, it looks like there's a few clips on there. Jimmy Johnson wins Super Lights main event. Oh my god, look how young he is! Oh yeah, the Bristol truck race in 2008, his only truck series race. I'd love to see Jimmy do another truck race. That'd be cool. Well, you know, actually, Pretty sure he's... Wasn't he going to, or... Can he run the San Diego race? I know he's going to run the Cup race in San Diego, which is awesome, by the way. And I believe... I remember there was a video of Jimmy racing in ASA. Yeah. Adam Petty, Jimmy Johnson, Anderson Speedway, ASA 1998. Oh, is that when Adam Petty's hood was covering his windshield? Man, look at that. That's crazy. Oh, what could have been? What could have been? Let's see. Which one's my favorite Jimmy scheme? Huh. I have to think about that. That's a good question. TBD on if San Diego will allow drivers to run multiple or not. Probably depends if there's any particular reason. Okay, yeah. That's fair. And obviously, like, the other thing I'm looking forward to in Sunday Night Lights is I know that Jimmy Johnson and Blaze Alexander were really good friends. So, and Jimmy's always had the Blaze sticker on his car. So, I'm looking forward to the two of them racing each other. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Power Pride scheme, yep, that's a good one. I know Jesse Love also expressed interest in running multiple that week. Oh yeah, because he's a California boy. Yeah, that'd be cool. I mean, you know, like I said, I think it's cool that all three series are gonna run that race. Are gonna run at San Diego. Should probably put that on. Oh yeah, the OG debut car. Yeah, Fork in the Road. Yeah. Let's see. Definitely looking forward to more Fork in the Road videos and seeing how that all turns out. Did y'all see the recent one they did? Chip driving into oncoming traffic in NASCAR 25. Oh, Chip. The big Casey Atwood fan. Alright. 13 laps in. Sterling Marlin leads. Ricky Rudd's second. Jeff Gordon is third. Ooh, I thought Rusty was going to put Martin in the wall there for a moment. Martin trying to hold off Rusty for fourth. Did you think about putting Dale Earnhardt somewhere else other than RCR? It was going to be one of those things if, like, things didn't turn out the way they did, or if, like, if he had won the championship with Bud Moore or something. Yeah, obviously there was the Junior Johnson rumor, but once he won the 84 500, it was just kind of like, yeah, that he's gonna be the 3. Yeah, I do remember that. I think he and Neil Bonnet could have been teammates. Obviously, I know Neil and Dale were very close friends. I know I talked about Jimmy and what he did after he retired from full-time racing, all the different kinds of road racing he did. I feel like Dale could have done the same thing. I think Dale said he wanted to do Le Mans or something like that. You know, I think Dale had a huge appreciation for international road racing, you know. So, obviously he did the Rolex 24 in 2001 before he died. So, it's cool looking into stuff like that. If you put the 96 to 99 Indy Racing League fields against the 04 to 07 Champ Car fields, who would come out on top? I don't know. That's an interesting question. Alex, keep being awesome. Love your content. Time to put the kid to bed. Have a good night and stream. Thanks, Ryan. I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. It means a lot. Appreciate it, man. Have a good night. Yeah, and that's why Dale did the Stock GT race at Daytona. It was just to kind of pay homage to that, and, you know, it was really cool to do. I'm trying to remember, but I think I had to do a second take because the first take got a little weird, and I think Dale ended up winning, but the race was just too weird to where it was like, well, we got to go back and try again, and yeah. There's been some wrecks on that road course lately. I don't know what it is. 96, 97, because they have Jacques Villeneuve, yeah. Yeah, I mean, you know. Oh, yeah, he ran the 2022 Daytona 500. Or was it 23? No, it was 22. Coming to lap 18 for Sterling Marlin. Oh man, I can't believe it's almost Thanksgiving already. Like, good lord. Crazy thing is that Jacques made his Cup debut in an R&D Bill Davis car and finished like top 20. Oh yeah, the 27 car, because I remember the next year I think he was going to run the full season and things fell apart or something. 07? Yeah, because I remember he did some truck races, or did a truck race too. Let's see. Jean. Yeah, I remember that 27 car. He qualified like 5th that day, but to be fair, Mike Bliss also qualified 8th in that race for BAM. Ah, yes. BAM Racing. The starting lineup was goofy, Yeah, he drove the UNICEF.org car. That's right. It's still been the Marlin and Rudd show so far. Jeff Gordon's 3.5 seconds back from the leaders. Stewart, Sharp, and Brack versus Bourdais, Wilson, and Allmendinger would be cool. Yeah, absolutely would have been. Not gonna lie, I kind of like that UNICEF paint scheme. I just like the colors on it and stuff. Let me see. Let me look something up here. Villeneuve explored NASCAR after exiting F1, talking to Roush Racing owner Jack Roush, who agreed to help Villeneuve obtain Truck Series experience before progressing to the Busch Series in 2007 on the condition of a sponsorship agreement. He entered into a partnership with Bill Davis Racing to enter the 2007 Craftsman Truck Series last 7 events in the number 27 Toyota Tundra in anticipation of racing full-time in 2008. Let me see this. In 2008, That February, Bill Davis Racing released Villeneuve, who failed to qualify for the Daytona 500 of the renamed Sprint Cup Series after causing a multi-car accident in the Gatorade Duels. Got some green flag pit stops. Bourdais to NASCAR, please. He was supposed to go to Yates, remember? Sebastian Bourdais? Jacques Villeneuve, Toyota development driver, just as we all knew. Let me see here. Sebastian Bourdais. Frankie Villeneuve Compartier. Yeah. Might be a better outcome than him crushing terrible champ car fields like in real life. Let's see. I'll have to look that up later. Very interesting, though. Excuse me. Okay, so we'll see how the field looks like after green flag pit stops are done. We have 20 laps to go. It looks like Rudd is out in front of Marlin. So I assume Rudd will probably have the lead once things cycle through, unless, of course, anything weird happens. NASCAR 09 is a surreal game to play, seeing Franchini and Compartier in the game, knowing they didn't reach the end of the season. That's true. Yeah, that is true. It's crazy when you look back on that. Excuse me. There's been a lot of modding with NASCAR 09 as well. I know somebody did a more extended 09 pack. Somebody did a 2010 mod. They were able to retexture tracks like they made Vegas into Nashville Superspeedway. I think Chicagoland into Kentucky. They figured out how to make the track surface look like dirt for Bristol, so it kind of felt like you're racing on Bristol dirt, even though you're kind of still racing on asphalt and stuff like that. So it's been really cool watching these games get modded. It's pretty neat. NASCAR 09. Remember that game? Excuse me. Compartier should have been a road course ringer in Cup. He ran the Glen for MWR in 2009. He was top 15 until he spun and never recovered. Yeah, I do remember when he drove that. Yeah, I do remember that. And in a way, we kind of, when the next gen car came, we kind of had a rebirth of that open wheel or international invasion. You know, that Indianapolis road course race in 2023 is a prime example. You had SVG, Brody Kostecki, Mike Rockefeller. You had Kobayashi. You know, the year before. Yeah, I think the year before was Daniel Kvyat, former F1 driver, who ran that race. So, there's other examples too, but, you know, for example, you've seen Cam Waters and Will Brown do some road course races and stuff like that, so it's been cool to see that, you know. Of course, can't forget Marcos Ambrose, right? Can't forget him. The Tasmanian Devil himself. Whew. I'm gonna stand up for a moment, hopefully. Having allergies is not fun, guys. Not fun. It's been affecting my sleep. Just laying there like, oh. But I don't know. What can you do? And then we'll do another race after this one as well, especially since the original race of this was crashed. Joseph Newgarden was rumored to race in an extra Penske car earlier this year. It looks like it was. I mean, yeah, it would be awesome to see. I'd love to see Newgarden try. I know Scott Dixon was hanging out with Legacy Motor Club at the 500 this year, and I think Dixon hinted that he would love to try the 500 at some point. So I'd love to see it. That would be really cool. I know Trackhouse is looking to bring back Project 91, which they didn't really do it much this year. To be fair, they just grew to three cars. They had the MotoGP team they're trying to grow, so I don't blame them. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that ride and who they could potentially put in it. They've had Kimi Räikkönen in that car, obviously SVG. So I'm looking forward to seeing who else could potentially drive the Project 91 car. Of course, Elio this year. So, looking at some of the diecasts that I've recently acquired. One of the diecasts I recently got was the John Hunter Nemechek Backstreet Boys Millennium car or whatever. I thought that'd be really funny to have. So, Backstreet's back. All right. Anyway. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, 14 laps to go. Ricky Rudd is your leader. Sterling Marlin is second. Get Boris said in the 91 for San Diego. He said he'd consider coming out of retirement for it. Yes. We need Boris said. One more race for Boris said. We love Boris said in this household. I would love to see that. That'd be cool. I remember many, many moons ago when I was a kid, and I was playing the career mode in NASCAR 06. I reached 2008. I got to the Nextel Cup, and I took over Boris Said's 36 car that he drove at MB2 Motorsports. I finished third in the Daytona 500, and I think Newman and Sadler passed me late, and I think Newman won, which is funny because not too long after, Newman won the actual 08 Daytona 500. And then I was really looking forward to continuing my season, and my save file was corrupt. So, rip. I was like, what the heck? I remember because I didn't know this back then because I was a kid, but I bought Bill Davis's truck team because I liked Bill Lester and I wanted to be his teammate. I remember I could not run the Daytona truck race. Every time I went to start the race, the game would freeze. And I think, if you race for certain teams, the game doesn't act right or something like that. So, yeah. There's a little piece of Gray Speed lore for you. Bro predicted the 50th 500 winner weeks early. Yeah, because I remember, I think it was 06 or 07 when I did that. I can't believe I remember that. I guess that's what happens, it's part of me having Asperger's syndrome is when you remember certain things like that, I think. So it's just how do I remember that? Oh, the new IndyCar chassis? But we sad to see the end of the DW12. That was the car tire of IndyCar. Yeah. So, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. So, be interesting to see how that pans out. Coming back off turn 4, back to the line. It'll be 10 laps to go for Ricky Rudd and Evernham Motorsports. They both have 7 seconds on third place, Jeff Gordon. Excuse me. Rudd loves to win when it doesn't count, huh? Yeah, because he won the shootout and then he won the dual race and didn't win after that. Like, what? Coming up on the lap car of Todd Bodine. Every car is on the lead lap so far. Less than 10 laps to go. Excuse me. Can't wait for like SNL 05 to 06. We're gonna get so many damn field filler teams. Yeah, obviously we'll cross that bridge when we get there. They were the field fillers. Ah, yes, the field fillers. See, Rudd's starting to pull away a little bit from Marlin. Chasing down the 26 of Todd Bodine. Roll credits. Ding. Yeah, it's a pretty good series. I recently watched the one on the, I think it was Competitive Edge Motorsports. It was that 51 marathon car driven by Stuart Kirby. I think that sounds about right. Let me check here. Trying to find it. Yeah, Competitive Edge. Yeah. Ricky Rudd gets past Todd Bodine. 4 laps to go. Front row has such an incredible rise to stardom. Yeah, definitely a team that's come a long way for sure. I still think back on that Michael McDowell Indianapolis win. How incredible of a performance that was by McDowell. I know I kind of did one of my earliest racing infinities. I did a early 2010s field filler race with like all the back markers. Maybe I could do that again with that era. Who knows? Just to see who'd come out on top, you know. Would be fun. 2 to go for Ricky Rudd. He's got a nice comfortable lead on Marlin. Means Jenkins. Huh. I have to look that up. The team began... Wait, where does it say? Began running part-time in 2004 as Means Jenkins Motorsports. Huh. Ooh, my game froze for a split second. I'm like, no, not again. Scott Speed, 2009 Coke Super. Yeah. The 98 Lucas Oil car? Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I remember that car. The one that Todd Bodine drove? Yeah. Coming to the finish. Checkered flag. Ricky Rudd wins at Denver. Got distracted from all the field filler talk. I'm sitting there going, oh yeah, the race is about to wrap up here. Ricky wins when it doesn't count. Like Mike Skinner in a way. Because I think every time he won in a cup car, it was a non-points race. Ricky Rudless. Yeah, there's your final results there as things are wrapping up here from Denver. Alright, I'll do another race here as well. Let's see here. The Young and the Rudless. Let's see. Let's see. Let me see here. Do I have this track? This track only has 33 cars? I totally forgot about that. Well, that throws a wrench in things. I was thinking about throwing back to the first Racing Infinity and doing the Horizon Mexico track, and I totally forgot that track only fits 33 cars, but I mean, you could do. But tell you what, would you guys prefer that, or maybe I could do Talladega or Daytona Night? Figured I'd open the floor before I do anything else. Worst case scenario, I can always save this track for next time. You know what? Maybe I could do a stock. Maybe next stream I could do like a truck or stock GT race from here. Yeah, it's not a bad idea actually. I could do that. Sure, I'll do a plate race. Let's see. I'll do 1x pit frequency. Let's see. I think 40 laps is good. Alright, so we'll do a Super Speedway. Real quick, do you guys want Daytona Night or Talladega? Again, you know, I'm opening the floor. Ooh, need a drink of something. There we go. Oh. Sore throats. Aren't they fun? Yeah, I guess I can make it 102. Do Talladega. Let me see. 47. I think that should be okay. Yeah, as long as, like, you know, there aren't, like, 50 wrecks. Because sometimes that happens and it's, like, one caution after another, and I'm like, oh. Especially when I'm doing SNL races, I'm like, oh, I gotta go back and redo this, you know. Alright, well, we'll give it a shot. The old Grady NR 2003 Dega logo. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Just kind of going through the field here. Excuse me. Kenny Brack, Kelly Earnhardt. I'm fine with Dale running that scheme since the first Denver race he was running it and the game crashed, so. I guess I can jokingly say I guess NR didn't like the idea of John Nemechek winning a race earlier. Dragon Ball Sparkling Zero on the Switch 2. Nice. Yeah, And just kind of going through the field real quick. Yeah, both Ganassi cars are back here. The Conseco 41 is Jeremy Mayfield. So Jeremy Mayfield's in the 41 for AJ Foyt. Since DEI already had the 14. Alright, 38 laps. Straight up.
Drivers, start your engines.
I'm already forgetting the SNL drivers because I've watched so many IRL races recently. No, it's all good. Sometimes I catch myself and I'll mix up in real life and SNL. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Excuse me. All right. Let's see what happens. Here we go. 42 cars on the old original Talladega. Here we go. Green flags in the air and we're underway. Alright, how long till shenanigans occur? Jeff Green holding the lead here, and he's going to lead lap number 1. Alan Kulwicki looking to insert himself into the picture. More epic Alex Gray NASCAR commentary. Well, thank you. Kulwicki dives to the inside of Jeff Burton. Ricky Rudd, our Denver winner, looking to follow suit. through the tri-oval. And Alan Kulwicki leads lap number 2. How about this? Father and daughter working together. Dale Earnhardt trying to give a push to Kelly. A trio of former Daytona 500 winners right there as Kelly Earnhardt takes the lead with Dale Earnhardt second. John Nemechek now in the third. Despite winning 5 championships, Rusty Wallace only has 38 career wins. I believe you're right. I'll have to go back and check. Which just really shows how consistent Rusty has been, how consistently good he's been during his championship years. And I don't think he's done. Well, Bobby Hamilton might be playing it smart, just trying to lay low here for a while. Who knows what could happen up ahead. Excuse me. Ugh. Hopefully by next stream I will sound a lot better. Matt Kenseth is second, Kelly Williams up to third, Jerry Nadeau up to fourth, who was one of the 5 first-time winners we had in 2001. Williams forms an inside line with Kulwicki and Earnhardt. A couple of good restrictor plate drivers to have behind you. Female drivers 1-2. Let's take a look back here. Jeff Green has fallen all the way back to the rear of the field. Get up here. Kelly Earnhardt still leading. Kulwicki now to second with a push from Eddie Bierschwell. 1991 Daytona 500 champion. Shauna Robinson up to fourth. Chad Little, a couple of former 500 winners. Yeah, Dale's been up there, and the other 2 RCR guys have been way back there. Kulwicki takes the lead. Shauna Robinson up to second. Have some fun, intense racing so far. 30 laps remain here at Talladega. Bobby Hamilton's at risk back there, losing the draft. He's kind of had a season from hell when it comes to the 2001 season. A pair of Pontiacs round out the field there. Jeff Gordon chilling back there. Jeff Green chilling back there. Tony Stewart now up to second with Shauna Robinson leading the way. Now you see Ricky Rudd up to third there. Jerry Nadeau, Ken Schrader in the mix, as well as Rusty Wallace. Here comes Nadeau to the inside of Rudd. Now Nadeau wants second from Dale Earnhardt. Tim Steele trying to make things three wide back there. He's got Bubba Nissen behind him. Rusty Wallace now up to third. Dale Earnhardt settles back into fourth. He will get right behind the two. Tim Steele is fifth. Oh boy, here we go again. Shauna versus Rusty. The rivalry which took a bit of a backseat in 2001, but seems to be back for the time being. Does Jos Verstappen appear in Stock GT? Can't really answer that well right now. You know, we're still planning stuff out and all that, and you know, not entirely sure what the plan is there. So obviously, I'll do my best to answer those questions. Here's Rusty Wallace to the inside of Shauna Robinson now, and our 500 champion, Bubba Nissen up there in the mix. Kenny Brack up there as well, and Rusty Wallace leads at Talladega. And look at this. Just about three wide for second now. Kenny Brack moves up to second. Patty Moyes goes to third. Rusty Polo. Matthias Ekstrom. Oh, that'd be interesting. Here's Patty Moyes now, moving up to second with Tommy Kendall right behind her. Patty Moyes, who came oh so close to that championship, but here comes Tommy Kendall to the inside, and he's going to take second place from Moyes. See Mark Martin and John Nemechek back up there as well as Al Unser Jr. In the turn 3, it is still Rusty Wallace out in front. A Penske and a Roush Ford. And up to third is Al Unser Jr. As we get closer and closer to the halfway point of this race. The top 6 cars, 6 or 7 I want to say, are single file. Yes, top 6. Look at this, Al Unser Jr. now up to second. Does he have anything for Rusty Wallace? Or does Tommy Kendall have anything for Rusty Wallace? And here comes Al Unser Jr. to the inside. He's got the momentum with a push from the 32 and the 3. Al Unser Jr. leads at Talladega. Now Dale Earnhardt goes to the inside of Kendall. Up there in the 36 is Wally Dallenbach. Is today going to be Wally's World? Wally's World. Wally's World. Al Unser Jr. and Dale Earnhardt, two very famous names to motorsports, leading the pack here at Talladega. Wally Dallenbach is third. Jeff Green is fourth. Alan Kulwicki fifth. Chad Little now up to sixth. Eddie Bierschwell and Kelly Earnhardt, Tony Stewart, they're up there as well as Earnhardt forms an inside line with Kulwicki looking to follow suit. And Earnhardt's going to try and take the lead from Unser Jr. Yeah, Wally's World. Oh, those were always classics. Excuse me. Wally the Whirlwind. We need Larry's World now. Diddy Bierschwell. What? Again, I always appreciate the support from you guys. I really, really am thankful. So, seriously, thank you guys, as always, for supporting this stuff. And looking forward to seeing what's next. We'll be planning some Racing Infinity stuff here soon as well. Tony Stewart up to second, Blaze Alexander to third. Couple of drivers who also got their first career wins in 2001. Here comes Alexander to the inside, looking for second. He's going to look to build off his rookie season going into 2002. As Chad Little is side by side with Tony Stewart. ...21 of 38 laps complete. And here comes Blaze Alexander, the inside of Kawicki. Ken Schrader and Joe Nemechek up there as well. Racing Infinity idea. Every notable female IndyCar driver from Guthrie to Leg, all in equal machinery to determine the best of them all. That could be fun. That could be a fun idea. Blaze Alexander continues to lead. Joe Nemechek second. In third for now is Ken Schrader, but Kenny Wallace is trying to make the move. But Kenny Wallace doesn't have any help right now. Still hanging tough. Now he's got some help. Yeah, we're still trying to figure out what to do for the next Racing Infinity. So, we'll get that squared away here pretty soon. Yeah, I like how that 63 came out. I wanted to do something a little different, so I thought about doing the old retro scheme, but kind of reversing it. So, I like how it came out. And Front Row Joe to the lead, but that might be temporary as Tony Stewart was looking to make the move. He's unable to. 3 wide for second. Here comes Chad Little. It's been a very fun, competitive race so far, as Shauna Robinson looks to take the lead. Yeah, it's kind of funny how we ended up with the DeWalt 17, but in a different way in this timeline. Herzog Motorsports. No, that could be interesting. Team's certainly a what if. And Rusty Wallace gets around Tim Steele for second. And here we go again. Shauna versus Rusty. Up to third is Dale Earnhardt Jr. Ernie Irvan is fourth. Paige Jones is fifth. Irvin to the inside of Dale Jr. for third. Paige Jones looking to follow suit. Oh, geez. Bobby Hamilton really lost the draft. Now the field's going to get split up by him here in a moment. Ernie Irvan to the inside of Wallace. Oh boy, here we go. Let's see what happens here. When we get back to the line, it'll be 10 laps to go. Looks like the outside line's going to get held up by Hamilton. The question is, can he blend into the pack? Because sometimes they're able to, or you get those wrecked cars that are down on power, and then it's like, oh, good Lord, you know. Bobby Hamilton doing the needed work. Will we see someone in your content ever win all 3 major series in the same season? I'm not entirely sure. It's one of those things where dealing with, you know, the bushwhackers and all that back then, you know, it's just one of those things where you got to wait and see. Eight laps remain here at Talladega. Given the O'Reilly series is a thing, what's the new term? I don't know. Signal Pirates. I heard Xfinity Slayers. I remember hearing that one too. O'Reilly? That's going to be interesting. I don't know. Seven to go for Shauna Robinson. Oh boy, Rusty Wallace is on the comeback trail. Mark Martin to second. Jerry Nadeau now looking to take third. Chop shoppers. Nadeau up to second, but Rusty Wallace is third. Maybe make a run-on joke with, like, Cadillac converters. Did I say Cadillac converters? That doesn't sound right. Oof. My mind's a fog today. Well, I guess this is only right. It's Shauna versus Rusty Part 3. For this third act, we'll have to see what happens here. Joe Nemechek is third. Al Unser Jr. is fourth. A A Pontiac, a Ford, followed by 2 Chevys and another Ford. Five laps to go here at Talladega. Shauna versus Rusty in Michigan, Ohio State. Oh, geez, man. Yeah, the field really split up. Okay. Well, isn't that exciting? Still got a solid group of cars contending for the win. As Al Unser Jr. looks to the inside of Rusty Wallace, Matt Kenseth's going to join Rusty. He's going to go way up the track there. Oh, Shauna's not pitting, is she? Oh my God! I thought the 1X was going to be fine. Damn it. Okay. Oh boy, we got late race fill strategy. All right. I was hoping with the 1X that I didn't have to worry about pitting. Apparently, I was wrong. Okay, who's leading now? So Al Unser Jr. is your leader. I'm assuming he's probably going to have to pit too. Yep, he's indeed going to pit. Ernie Irvan's going to stay out, it looks like. Mark Martin, Wally Dallenbach, Dale Earnhardt Jr. staying out. Good chunk of guys still coming down pit road. Jerry Nadeau leading that first group off pit road. Yeah, I'm pretty sure everybody's going to end up pitting at this point. Ooh, man, if this cycles back around to the 43, he is in trouble because there's a pack behind him and he is by himself. But I don't know. We'll have to see. 2 laps to go currently. Can't really tell y'all who's leading. Ernie Irvan is still marked the leader. And he just pit. So, okay. Yeah, he, Dallenbach. Let's take a look here. Splash and go for the 11. So he hits the line to make it 2 to go now, with Dale Jr. behind him, but obviously I'm going to have to see who's going to really take the lead here. Can Irvan get up to speed here? The 33 of Al Unser Jr. is coming. I'm not entirely sure. Al Unser Jr. may take the lead here. Irvan trying his best to get up to speed here. We're coming to the white. Ooh, I think Unser's in trouble, though, because he's by himself. And there's a duo of Fords right behind him, and they are on the charge. Unser's in trouble here. White flag. Unser is the leader, but here comes Kenseth. Paige Jones is going to stick with the 33, though. But Kenseth has enough momentum to go by the 33. I don't think the 33 has the equipment that of the 12 and 93. But man, he's going to try his best here. Oh, Paige Jones, he's going to make it almost 3 wide. Unser decides to join the 12. Matt Kenseth out in front. Perhaps unexpected. A guy who is still chasing his first career win in this timeline. He's going to come off turn 4. Jerry Nadeau wants to steal third from Al Unser Jr. Through the tri-oval checkered flag, Matt Kenseth is going to win at Talladega. Oh, man. Tough break for Al Unser Jr. I thought he had a chance, but, man, the 12 and 93 were just gunning him down so quickly. It was just going to be hard to stop that, so... Oh, man. So your top 10 is Kenseth, your winner, Jones second, Nadeau third, Unser Jr. fourth, Tommy Kendall fifth, Rusty Wallace sixth, Jeff Green seventh, Ken Schrader eighth, Ernie Irvan ninth, and Joe Nemechek rounds out the top 10. And there's the rest of your finishing order as well. Jeez, man. Excuse me. I need to remember to take some NyQuil before I go to bed tonight. Ooh, anyway. Still a pretty fun, entertaining race overall. So there's definitely a lot of lots of fun action and stuff like that. So. Excuse me. Yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend and all that good stuff and everything else. So, I knew I wanted to get back to doing a stream at some point. So, I'm glad I did. And I hope you guys had fun tonight. So. Let's see, I'm coming up on 2 hours on the stream. Everyone races clean with your track ionized. Yeah, I mean, I've had cases where that's not the case, but I guess it just varies by track. You know, I'm sure there's a way to edit them, but, you know, what can you do? So, since I'm about to hit the 2 hour threshold, and you know, my voice is horrible right now, so I'll probably save Daytona night for the next stream. We can definitely do that, and yeah. So I guess I already have a couple of ideas for the next stream. That's good. So I'll let you guys know when the next stream is and all that fun stuff as well. So. You know, I know we were talking about college football earlier on in the... well, Tennessee is destroying Florida. Wisconsin's up by 7 over Illinois. Pittsburgh is destroying Georgia Tech. And BYU up 3 on Cincy. But at the end of the day, I appreciate you guys for stopping by as always. Again, I apologize for my voice tonight. You know, the allergies have been kicking my ass the past couple of days, so I remember just thinking to myself, oh, well, this is lovely timing. So, sore throat, stuffy nose, you know the drill. So, I apologize for that. So, hopefully I'll be better for the next stream and stuff like that. And obviously for the next Racing Infinity, we're in the preliminary discussions, getting silly seasons sorted out for 2002. We got some really cool ideas, so definitely looking forward to all that. And as we work our way through the holiday season, again, I can't believe it's almost Thanksgiving already. It's crazy. And then, Christmas next month. I don't know. I could probably do some kind of birthday stream. My birthday's around December 20th. That could be fun. So, but anyway, I can most certainly do the Daytona night idea for next time. I usually try to do 2. If I'm running short, then I'll do a 3rd race. But usually I'm able to do 2. And of course, I had the crash on the first race where my game just decided to crash. So that was fun. that was pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie. So, maybe next one I can do like some Busch Series and truck stuff and all that kind of stuff. So, hope you guys are doing all right. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend and enjoy Thanksgiving. And all that good stuff. Spend time with family and loved ones. Again, just Sunday Night Lights 2001 just hit 3,000 views recently. This channel just hit 4,000 subs, and it really means a lot. And it just means a lot that people really love this stuff. So I'll definitely keep doing it. So I always appreciate it. So. Hopefully I'll be a little bit more energetic next time too. So again, I apologize for that, but yep, if you guys have any last second questions, comments, concerns, or anything, I am all ears before I wrap up for the night and probably take a warm shower. I got those Vicks shower tablets. Those help a lot in these situations, so yeah, so I really appreciate it, guys, and stay tuned for more updates regarding regarding Racing Infinity, and of course Sunday Night Lights 2002, and whatever else comes from this channel. So, really appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful night. You guys have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and stay tuned for more posts, and I'll talk to you guys again very, very soon. So, thank you, and have a good night, everyone.